G'day folks, and welcome back to the channel for part number 35 of my Beginner's Vitality Caster Ritualist playthrough. Now, I asked in the previous episode if you wanted to see the rest of the farming, because I want a legendary head to go here. And the overwhelming majority of you, and by overwhelming majority, I mean literally 100%, you all said yes. So here we are. This is going to be another farming episode. For those of you who don't want to watch farming, I will leave a timestamp in the description if I get the drop early enough, or I will leave a sad face, I guess, some sort of message anyway to let you know that that I just didn't get the drop ever, if that is what happens. So if you're not into farming, then go ahead and check the description. There will be either a timestamp to when the content begins, or there will be an admission of defeat if that's what happens. All right, for those of you who wish to continue watching at this point, let's get into it. Now, I believe last episode I did 15 runs of this, or this may be the 15th run. I'm just going to say that this is the 15th run, and we will go from there. So my count may not be 100% accurate, but honestly, it doesn't really matter. All right, let's get to it. Now, I did check in between episodes. I did go and make sure that this actually does drop here, because it's taking a while, shall we say, and I just wanted to make sure. I was pretty sure already, but I did want to make completely sure that that this does actually drop here, and yes, it does. The other thing I checked in between episodes was, are there any monster infrequents for Wendigo Totem? Because let's be honest, the Dark One set is absolutely a Wendigo Totem set, with some good bonuses to other stuff as well. But we've got lots of skill bonuses for Wendigo Totem. So the helmet here adds a whole bunch of damage specifically to Wendigo Totem. The gloves here get some extra stuff for Wendigo Totem. And, well, the chest doesn't really. But the 4 set also gives a bunch of stuff to Wendigo Totem. So it's mostly a Wendigo Totem set. It just happens to be a relatively defensive set that can also be used for other spells that happen to do vitality damage. And it definitely does have some good bonuses for other skills as well. But yeah, I did want to check if there was any monster infrequents, and yes, there are. Unfortunately, the main one is a helmet, which then means we can't use the Dark One set. So that was out. And then we also had a couple of one-handers, which I could use, but I would lose all of these bonuses to Ravenous Earth and Devouring Swarm and stuff. Not the end of the world, I guess. And then there was also a two-handed weapon, which I don't really want to use, especially not after I spent all this time farming this thing. Alright, so we did not get it on the first shot, or the 15th run. This is only a 4% drop chance, so I guess probably around about 50% chance that you should have it by this point. Obviously, I don't have it, so the 50% thing is clearly a lie. I mean, as with anything that's down to chance, it's always 50-50, right? You either have it or you don't. So that's fine. Also, I never mentioned this, but there is actually some free stuff up here. And I do like stuff, so I figured I'd just come and grab it. I probably won't go up there again, because I don't like stuff that much. But you definitely can go up there and get some free loot. Alright, Grimoire goes down. Doesn't drop anything fun, because of course not. And let's get on with it. The reputation with the witch cults is absolutely worth killing every hero you find. Where am I up to, actually? Honored. About halfway through Honored by the looks of it. Yeah, something like that. Definitely want to... I was going to say, definitely want to get that as high as you can while you're just doing stuff. Because once you run out of stuff to do... So, for example, if I wasn't farming this head, I'd probably be just about done with Forgotten Gods, the expansion, at this point. Also, I should probably use a potion. Actually, now that I've used that, I'm thinking about it, and it's a really bad idea, because I'm going to kill like 2 more things in here, and then I'm going to reset that potion. Alright, so that was definitely a waste. But yeah, if you can get your reputation grind, I guess, done whilst you are doing campaign stuff, whilst you are doing farming stuff, it will make it a whole lot easier once you get to max level to not have to do this. I mean, it's not an insane grind for sure, but having it already done would be ideal. Alright, got to do the totems, because obviously. Mythical Ruby of Elemental Balance. I get that every single run through, that blueprint. I get either that one or the Sapphire every single time. And I think I've used them on maybe like 2 builds. Alright, eat the blueprints before any more can drop. Getting Oathbearer here, it's kind of whatever, but I can maybe blow it up. Although, let's be honest, I'm going to sell it for iron bits and then forget that I ever had it. Because generally speaking, I don't usually blow things up with dynamite, even though maybe I should. I am going to need a bunch of scrap to get into the Bastion of Chaos if I ever decide to go there. And scrap for crafting is always a good thing as well. Alright. Attempt number, what are we up to? 16? Lost count already. Though, in my defense, I lost count last episode. This is not a new thing. Alright, Hallanx the Forgotten. We're going to say this is 16. And Korvax Brand. Okay, Korvax Brand is okay. I'm going to maybe hang on to that because I have a dual pistol purifier that uses that. I don't know off the top of my head what the rolls can be on this, but that 3% attack speed seems kind of low, so it's definitely likely that I will not end up using that. Okay, run number 17, let's go. And what am I actually at here? So another 6,000 to go. Or I can kill Grimoire 60 times. Or this little dude, Nosferantis, the Vampiric. Can kill him a couple times. Judgment of Empyrean, Chthonic Thread Sash. I would have to kill him 120 times, so that's well, him or any other hero that gives reputation. Which is not ideal. Chthonic Thread Sash, Lifesteal, and Nova is actually not horrible. The life stealing proc there, I guess, could be useful. I think it's more of a... Is it a Chaos Belt? It is, but it's also Vitality. Casting Speed, 2 Resistances. I'm not going to swap it because I really like having +1 to all skills in a Mastery on my belt. If they ever put a belt in and all it said was like +1 to all skills and that was it, I'd probably use it. I'd have to... 2 heroes, lovely. I'd have to hear a pretty good argument for why you shouldn't just use it on every build. Unless you need conversion from your belt slot, or you really, really, really can't get resistances anywhere else. +1 to all is pretty crazy strong. I don't know, maybe you'd need to have more than just +1 to all skills. Maybe you would need more than that. But it would still be quite a good belt. Alright, I used all my movement skills, you guys are still in the way. Now everybody dies. Look what you made me do. Alright, What are we up to? 17, I think? Something like that. 17 sounds right. We'll go with 17. One thing I've also noticed is that I don't... Oh, that's a nice weapon. I don't seem to be using the Bone Harvest very much. So Hungering Void there. Can that go on Wendigo Totem? No, it cannot. Okay, so I just have to remember to push the button, I guess. All right, blueprint for acid stuff. Don't care. Ravager's Bite here. We could put this on, and that would give us a very, very nice proc. And more Bone Harvest stuff, I guess, is good. +1 to all Shaman skills. 3 to Dread, 3 to Soul Harvest, 2 to Wendigo Totem. It would also lower my damage on Ravenous Earth because the recast time. That is very tempting, though. 163 is actually less than less than the level 70 Bone Spike. Better skills for sure, though. It is tempting. It's very tempting. Do we just abandon Ravenous Earth at this point? Is that the play? Do we just fully change our main skill? I don't know. I don't think so. Definitely could, though. But then at that point, Hallanx's head just kind of doesn't matter. I think I'm going to stick with Ravenous Earth. But it's definitely something you could do if you get that weapon. And we're already using the Wendigo Totem set. All right. Still no dice. I think that was 17? Which makes this number 18. Let's go the other way this time. Let's get some variety. And rest in pieces, my 40,000 iron bit potion. Alright, there we go. More reputation, yes please. Alright, and I think we can probably blow up Ganavakar. Sundered, don't care. Probably definitely should. There's Leviathan if you wanted to play a cadence build. I am definitely not interested in a cadence build at the moment. Two-handed Death Knight usually. Yeah, Death Knight. That looks like it might be a hero. It is definitely not a hero. Did look like one, has just had slightly funky colors. Alright, here we go. Trying to save my evade here for this exact reason. This reason right here. This is what I was... I've done this so often where I use the move skill and then immediately evade at the end of it. It's very hard not to do it. I'm consciously forcing myself to not push the evade, and it's still very hard. Oh, yeah, there we go. Also along the edge, somewhere in these caves, is another little hidden stash. I think it might be here. Go see if I can hunt it out. I'm definitely wasting time here, but that's kind of fine. Yeah, here it is. Got some hidden spoils. I mean, kind of worked out. No good for this build, but Chaos Witchblade, or is it Witchblade? Yeah, Witchblade. Witch Hunter is the Nightblade version with a cultist. Okay, totem time. Let's get everybody lined up nicely here. Okay, a bunch of scorpions. Okay. And this guy doesn't want to come into melee range, so I'm just going to go up to him. Boom goes the dynamite. Sacred plating is a really, really good component. Shoulder, chest, and head. Comes with armor absorption and a bunch of other stuff. Less armor absorption than the scaled hide, but still kind of enough if you combine it with other things. Quite expensive, but very, very good. Alright, don't use evade. We're just going to be permanently snared here, or movement slowed. What did I just say? I just said don't do that. Okay, is this 18? I think this is 18. So 18, 4% chance, yeah, probably mid-50s, maybe 60%. Alright, Hallanx the Forgotten, down he goes. Still not dropping his helmet, or his head, rather. That's alright, that's okay. Definitely need to be a little bit stubborn with this. These 4% drop chances are... I mean, 4% doesn't sound that low, but actually, yeah, it is actually very low. And especially when, you know, just because it says it's 4% doesn't mean it's cumulative. You still have 4% chance after 80 runs, so it's not like it gets any more likely to drop. You're just more likely to have it. That dot is kind of nasty. I don't have anything to leech from. It's not a whole lot of sustain aside from leech. Wait, no, it was that one. Okay. Alright, I'm under control. I know where I'm going now. And if these dogs could stop slowing me down, that'd be great. It'd be very, very surprising, but it would be great. Alright, we made it. We made it. Next door, let's go. That was entirely underwhelming. Okay, somehow did not get slowed down by them. Not complaining at all. Okay, this is the run. The run where I just don't get slowed down. Make it happen. Okay, dodged everyone. Look at that. I don't think I've actually been slowed down yet. Touch wood. There it is. There it is. No, no, they didn't get me. Surely one of them. Surely one of them. This run might be blessed, you guys. It might actually be the run. Okay, kill number 19-ish. Here it is. It's got to be this one. Surely. Surely it's this one. Okay, computer says... no. It's not this one. That was quite a good run, though. I think I've been ensnared or slowed or whatever you want to call it pretty much every single run, so that one was pretty good. Okay, number 19. Number 19. Lucky number 19. Well, I mean, can't be any worse luck, right? I mean, it either drops or it doesn't, so it not dropping is not particularly unlucky. Alright, still getting reputation. Still good, still good. It's not ideal. I would much rather just have the item. But, you know, can always be worse, right? Yeah, we're still maxed out there, so that's good. Got a few purples out of this, so it's not all bad news. In fact, it's pretty good news, really. Alright, number 19. What a number. There's one thing I actually don't like about target farming, is that if it doesn't drop, you're stuck doing the same content over and over and over again. That is one thing I do like, actually, about Grim Dawn's random, pretty much completely random drop chances for most things, is that you can just go do whatever you feel like, and you don't have any less chance of whatever it is you're after dropping. Which is quite good, in my opinion. But it is also nice to be able to say, like, oh, I want the head of Hallanx, so I'll just go kill him, and eventually it'll drop. So it's definitely sanguineous. It's definitely got its pros and cons. Let's go ahead and eat that. All right, so number 19. Just got a text message. Don't tell anyone. Texting and recording, very bad form. Alright, Nosferantis again. I remember seeing you not too long ago. Thank you for the reputation. Alright, 19. I'm trying to remember. I figure if I say the number over and over again, then I'll remember it. The only issue, of course, being that I'll remember the number, but not if it was this one or last one. I'm almost certain that I'm way off count at this point. What number I'm actually up to, I couldn't tell you. But I'm pretty sure it's not 19. It is approximately 19, though. Okay, still didn't drop it. So we're going up to 20. There's Misery. Again, wrong weapon. That's a poison Nightblade weapon from memory. Was I correct? Yes-ish. Ish? Yeah, +1 to Nightblade, +1 to Oathkeeper, and then Shaman and Occultist stuff. So, I mean, kind of correct, but also kind of not. Okay, number 20. Number 20. Run number 20. Okay. Am I going to get Grimoire this time? It's a definite maybe. Doesn't look like it. Looks like no Grimoire this time. That's fine. I'll take, was that Ferval, the Swift? That works for me. Bladed Plating. Component, not really super useful. Offensive ability and health that can go on any slot is okay. You do have the Enchanted Earth for 4% health instead of flat health, so this one's going to be better on builds that have low total health already. 4% of 10,000 is, assuming my maths is correct, 400? My mathsing? I don't know, something like that. That sounds like a bigger number than 100 and something, though. Once again, texting while recording is kind of on the same level as mathsing while recording. It's not a good idea. Alright, just a quick little rundown here, and we'll go for kill number 20. Nice round number, 20. Easily divisible by 4 and 5 and 10 and 2. Lots of other numbers as well. So that just kind of clearly means that this has to be the run. It's a nice number. Nice even number. It's not something, you know, weird like 19. Like, is 19 a prime? I don't know. Kind of just waffling at this moment. Reflecting, that's definitely not cool. I will take the blueprint though. The blueprints, and this is why I say not to stand in goop, although I think a lot of that was reflected damage. Seal of Annihilation. Okay, now we're talking. So the Seal of Annihilation is used in pretty much every amulet equipped on every build that ever was. Attack and cast speed, less energy cost, but more importantly, that Annihilation proc. This applies to the enemy, so for 5 seconds, they get 20% reduction to their health. They get minus 55 OA and DA, which effectively is the same as giving yourself those bonuses. And their health regeneration's cut in half. So things like Kubacabra can no longer really regenerate much. Do I want to wear these? I think I do. Is this going to nuke my resistances? I think it is. I can just put an anti-venom salve on my boots and I'll be fine. Pretty decent upgrade there. I lost an armor proc, but I gained a damage proc. I mean, it is vitality damage. Shredding enemy defensive ability is okay as well. +2 to Devouring Swarm. More here is more better. Minus 60% is pretty good. Let's go get some anti-venom salve action. I probably have one in the bank, don't I? Yeah, I think I have some in the bank. Okay, so it's not Hallanx's head, but it's still pretty good. Anti-venom salve, there we go. And bingo, bango, bongo, we are good to go. Let's chuck that in there as well. Alright, so we've picked up, or we've lost some defenses there. Although not really, because we lost a proc for 200 armor about half the time, maybe a third of the time. But these boosts just have more armor, which is pretty good. Right, let's go back here. So technically, I think it's a defensive boost, and then the proc is when hit back. That's basically what it boils down to. When you get hit, hit them back. Alright, so we're still on, was it 20 or 21 now? I'm going to go with 20. We're still on 20. Nice round number, I remember now. Let's go ahead and take out Hallanx the Forgotten. I'm definitely ready to forget this guy. Alright, still didn't drop. That's fine. Next run. Okay, 21. It's a good number. It's the perfect age. Well, actually, 19 is the perfect age, really, when you think about it. Because you're not in your 20s yet. You're still a teenager, but you're legal. You can go to pubs, you can go to bars, you can go to casinos. This is Australia, by the way. I think Americans, it's 21. But here in Australia, at 18, you can do anything that a 30-year-old can do. Well, mostly. There's probably something you can't. But that's probably related to, like, you know, bending down without your knees cracking or something like that. But yeah, 21's a good number. It's the number that most of them women folk want to be forever. Not sure why, but... Well, actually, I do know why. It just doesn't apply to me. But yeah, good number, good number. I don't know, 21's not really that good a number. It's just the current number. And I really would like to have this head already. I'll do the maths after this is done, actually. And by I'll do the maths, what I mean is I'll ask ChatGPT to do the maths for me, and tell me what the likelihood of not having the drop is by the time that I actually get it. That's reflecting. That's not good. Wait, no. It turned out okay. It's alright. I definitely should be respecting the reflect monsters way more than I do. I haven't actually... I don't think I've lost a character to reflect, but I've definitely heard the horror stories. I think most of the time when you lose your character to reflect, it's usually going to be a physical dot build, so trauma. So, for example, for vitality, I have 85% vitality resistance, so I reflect all this stuff back to myself. I actually don't take that much damage. I reduce it to 15% before anything else. With physical, though, or internal trauma, physical specifically, you can reduce with armor, and also your physical resist. but internal trauma does not get reduced by armor, and physical resistance is low for everyone. When you compare it to, say, vitality resistance, it is low for everyone. So trauma is really good way to get yourself killed with reflect. You definitely can do it with other damage types, it's just harder. Okay, 21. Here we go. 21 kills. So, Hallanx the Forgotten, give me offhand. There it is. Okay. All right. Finally, half an hour extra. So it's an hour and a half-ish, and there's a better Pedala's Will as well, just for funsies. In fact, that's better across the board, except for 3% less vitality decay. It's just straight up better. Okay, Hallanx's head. Here we go. This is where I find out that actually it's no good, and I've spent all this time farming for something I don't want. Okay, so the acid damage conversion, I want to say that's a low roll. Hang on, let me bring this up in the Grim Tools so I can see what sort of rolls I got. So building, yep, there we go, and we'll turn the legendaries on. Okay, so the conversion roll for acid to vitality is anywhere from 36 on the low end to 54 on the high end. So yes, that is a low roll. It's the same percentage for the aether to vitality, so that's 2% off the lowest roll possible, which is not ideal. Hang on, I'm looking at the low-level version. Oh, it gets worse. Okay, the vitality damage percentage, 134 up to 201, so that's pretty much smack bang in the middle. The health roll, 440 up to 660, so we'd be looking at 550 being the middle roll, so very slightly below average. Defensive ability is 2 points off the minimum roll. Energy regeneration is 7 points off the minimum roll. That could be 91%. Casting speed, 2% off the minimum roll. So this is actually pretty bad. But it's better than not having one. So there is that. We're also going to lose some skill points from Necromancer, and we'll be gaining them in Shaman instead. I'm pretty okay with doing that. Let's just make the swap and see what happens. All right, Corvin Cactus Powder. I've got one of those. Let's chuck that on there. I don't really need the Aether Ward, do I? I didn't do something stupid like put a Devotion proc on them. No, these are mostly offensive procs. Yeah. I only have one defensive proc. Okay. Where's Tortoise? Right. So I'm not going to put the Aether Ward back on. Let's just have a quick look over here at some components. I'm pretty sure there's no vitality damage components that actually really do anything worth talking about. Seal of Blight, I guess, is probably the best one. Just having a quick look, 50% vitality damage, 6% crit damage, and I guess physical converted to vitality is not horrible. It's not great. Haunted Steel. Haunted Steel could be okay if you got two of them, because the active gives you 90% vitality decay. Gives you some bleed resist as well, but it's kind of whatever, actually. Just looking at them, probably best to go with resistances on this, to be honest. Anyway, do I want to use Ravager's Bite now? I mean, we would really be gutting Ravenous Earth to do it. I did just... Actually, not a big increase. Although, having said that, let me swap some skill points around. That might actually be a bigger increase than it looks like. So that's red. They show up red when you've got more points in them than you can actually use. Nothing here will be red. Okay, Necro Tree, +1 here. We've got 12 additional skill points into Ravenous Earth here, so we can keep that capped out. Let's just chuck that on there for a second and just see what happens. So we'll put 2 more in there. Put 2 more in, and just see what happens. So 10,000 on Ravenous Earth. It's the same number, right? The Bone Spike does give you 0.4 second skill recharge reduction. Is giving me +2 to Devouring Swarm, which is some resistance shred. The Ravager's Bite is definitely a Bone Harvest thing. Although +1 to Shaman, +2 to Wendigo, +3 to Soul Harvest. I mean, Soul Harvest, honestly, is... No. It's purple, which is kind of good, but just being purple doesn't make it a better weapon. I think I'm going to stick with the Decaying Bone Spike. I will hang on to it. I'll put it in the I'm going to wear it later, I swear basket. But yeah, I think this is good. This is good. I have 3 skill points, so I could just chuck him into Heart of the Wild here. Get some more health, 2%. Probably not horrible. More points here would also be good for the flat armor. Piercing and Aether is good as well. Can get some regen here, not really worth it. Maybe just put some more into Mark of Torment. Mark of Torment is pretty good. Gets up to 50% damage absorption, 400% reflect. Yeah, I think that'll do for now. Okay, so I'm gonna go and dynamite all of those purples, and oh look behind you! Look, it's a rabbit. Look, quick, turn around, and look at the rabbit. Okay, so while you guys were looking at the rabbit, I've dynamited all of those legendary items. And now it's time to actually go do some content. So I made it up to the Vanguard of the 3 here. I'm just checking if there's any actual cool bonuses here. There isn't. It's just a nice proc and some skill point rearranging. Yeah, so I made it to the Vanguard of the 3, and we're gonna kind of just push through this. Now, I don't know if I'm going to have enough time. Well, actually, I'm 99% sure I'm not going to have enough time to finish Forgotten Gods today. Definitely not going to have enough time to even get to 100 or anything like that. But I do have Hallanx's head, so that's a win in my book. We are doing... which one are we doing? I can't even remember. Soleil. Okay. So the altar of Abid. Let's jump in there. Is this Onarix? Yeah, it is Onarix. Okay. So we want to head northwest-ish. And we've got some Chthonians to deal with, let's say. Which isn't going to be a huge issue. My health dropping down to 16,500 kind of hurts. I won't lie. That aura is mildly terrifying on a character that relies mostly on life leech because it's lowering your buffer. Ooh, hello. You look juicy. So railed, Ray something or other. Don't know. He died too fast. Onarix should be just... Yep, here he is. Onarix, the Razorhide. I'm going to try for a Reflect here. I hope I timed it correctly. I don't think I did. That's alright, he's dead anyway. There's the heart. Let's be on our way. Next thing I'm kind of thinking I might want to farm is actually a new weapon. The level 70 is good. It served me well. But you know what's better than a level 70 weapon? That's right, it's a level 94 weapon. So I do kind of want to get that. I'm also looking for the Exalted Stash. It should be right here. Nightshade's Reach. Nice two-handed poison weapon, which I shall not be using for obvious reasons. And I don't think I need to go into the ruins here. However, I do want to point something out here, and that is... actually, I'll just show it. Show, don't tell. So we've got heroes in here, which, I mean, obviously there's heroes everywhere. But heroes specifically in here will actually give you reputation with all of the witch gods, which is really good. And it gets better. There's also a totem that spawns in here. You can see it there. Forsaken. It's not the best one. It's not the worst one. It's definitely one of them though. Which is good. There's some hidden loot over here. I think you probably saw it on the last screen. There we go. Break this down. Go get the loot. Best chest ever. So much good loot. I like to come this way just because the totem spawns here. So this one right here, we can definitely kill this, get some lovely, lovely reputation. Scrap is good as well. That's the sound of a purple hitting the floor, which I love to hear. And also the sound of level 96. So Havoc, pistols, kind of whatever. Bloodright gauntlets, no, none of this stuff. Okay, that's fine. Now this is the part that I was going to talk about. Was I getting spirit now? I think spirit. This is the part I was going to talk about, actually. Down here on the next level. Assuming you didn't do the quest, which I did not, you will get Risen Stone, Temple Guardian, and then you've got in Ashcore, Temple Guardian, and then you've got another Risen Stone. Check this out. Alright. I'm going to kill this guy. He actually does hit decently hard in one big hit. A lot of these big Temple Guardians, or the stone things, a lot of them do hit decently hard. But look at that reputation game. And then we're going to kill this guy. Don't stand in the meteors. They really hurt. I'm going to kill him. Now, 112 with each of the 3 cults. So there's another one. There's another one. So we just got almost 1,000 reputation. I mean, split 3 ways, sure. There's another 112. There's another 112. Another 112. This is the best place to farm reputation with the witch gods in the game that I have found. Because you go through... actually, let's step outside here for a second. You come from this rift gate, or you can... I mean, you can run from here if you want, but this one's closer. You zip across here, you maybe get a hero at the door, you go inside. I killed, what, 3, 4 heroes, plus a totem that gave me another 3 or 4. Then you get those 3 heroes on the bottom floor. This is a really, really fast way to get a lot of witch god reputation real fast. I'm kind of looking for Grimoire here, but he's not home today. The quest that I was talking about is Lunar Valgoth in Ashes. If you go down there and you let the cultists free before you fight Lunar Valgoth, then instead of those 3 Temple Guardians, you will instead have a Chthonian, and you'll only get 1 of them, so you won't get the reputation, basically. Unless I need the monster infrequent from that particular Chthonian, I try very hard not to ever spawn him, because I want to farm those guys for witch god reputation. Alright, lots of heroes here, which I like. Iron bits are also good. Not as good as legendary items. So I would definitely prefer other things. Alright, I'm checking for treasure troves. I'm probably in the wrong spot. Might be here. Is it here? I forget exactly where it is. But definitely checking for that. Also, I'm going to regret turning that off next time I play the Blade Master. But for now, I want it off. Okay, here's Grimoire. Alright, we'll take care of him. Should go down pretty quickly. There he goes. Didn't really drop anything, but that's fine. I am going to move along at a decent clip here. I definitely will not have time to finish the entire act, or the entire expansion, but we can get a little bit more done. Maybe get up to the Tomb of Korvac. There's a few sort of quest areas coming up here, which we can definitely do. Scorpius Pummelers are of interest to me because Goal's Ritualist. Okay, there's Sanguirex. Sounds like he probably steals life. Devil's Cage Horberk. Yeah, could be okay. I mean, obviously Dark One set better, but that could be alright. Is that ancient? Forsaken. Obviously I'm going to do this. Alright, touch of command. None of this is looking particularly fancy. The Tome of Names, elemental stuff, Chill Flame Evoker. No. That's fine. Titan plating is really good. So this one only goes on your chest and head. But it does have reflected damage reduction on it, which is quite good. And the 12% increased armor is actual armor, not rating. So if you're playing a high armor character, they can be quite good. If you're playing an internal trauma character, you probably want at least one of those, plus a bunch of devotions that'll reduce the reflected damage. Because as I was discussing earlier, reflected damage is a really good way to end up dead. Alright, got the quest here. This is for the big angry poison scorpion thing. So we're going to kill him. He's got his 3 little pylons on these side platforms. And, Multius. Multius the Burning. Okay, down he goes. We can just blow that up pretty easily. Throw some bees at them and be on our way to the next platform. There's a lot of junk in the way here. There we go, they're all dead. You love to see it. And so once I blow up the next pylon, right in the middle here, it's going to be a big green scorpion dude. That is the technical term, big green scorpion dude. He's going to spawn right there. In fact, he has spawned. And I'm just going to go get in his face and stand in all of the goop and just kind of blow him up. And it's going to be fine. So I've got Mark of the Torment active. I've got all the procs going. Got all the damage. And let's get out of here. I'll take that as well. Why not? So quest complete. The where is the actual quest? Preemptive Strike, I think it was. I think that was the one. That's done, which is beautiful. Quest complete. Quests are XP. So I should probably actually buy another XP pot before I turn all that stuff in. Realistically, though, not a big problem. Okay, I don't need the Devotion Shrine, so there's no reason to go in there. There is a reason to come back here, though. Plagiarius, the diseased, has got to go. One thing I really love about Vitality casters, or just Vitality characters in general, is the just silly amount of Vitality gear that has damage procs on it. It's like every time I attack anything, it triggers a whole bunch of damage. Anytime I get hit, it triggers a whole bunch of damage. Is Old Love here yet? She's not. Okay, that's fine. Maybe I need the quest item before she'll show up. Alright, the remnants of Corvin City. I think we can probably get through this section at least. Definitely not fighting Korvac himself today. That's going to be a next episode. I won't say tomorrow because it might not be tomorrow, but next episode I think we will be finishing the expansion, killing off Korvac. But just for now, you can often get a lot of hero griffins here as well. So I'm somewhat disappointed that I didn't get any griffins. But where are we? Not Cromley's gang. Eldritch Horrors. Yeah, I'm not Nemesis yet, but we're getting there. Alright, up into the volcano, and let's go ahead and kill ourselves a messenger. They do say not to shoot the messenger. That's actually exactly what we're here to do, so let's go get him. Alright, so here is Okoloth the messenger. I did just waste Mark of Torment right there. It's kind of okay, because Okoloth is, I mean, he's still going to die. I'm watching for the wing flaps. I don't know if he actually does it. He usually dies before it becomes an issue. There we go. Apparently we can't stop him. But he looks pretty dead to me, so I don't know, maybe he got that one wrong. More reputation with the various cults. I love to see that. Go ahead and eat that. XP. 750, not actually a big deal at this point in the game, but it's free XP. Alright, let's move through here. There is potentially a treasure trove over here. So I'm going to go check that because I like treasure troves. Korvac Stormblade, okay. Treasure trove? No. Just take a regular chest then, I guess. Alright, I see the totem. I see a devotion shrine. Now, there's nothing to be gained, per se, from this. Like, I'm not going to get a devotion point here, but it is loot. So I am going to turn it on. Oh, we got gargoyles as well. That's actually really good. Gargoyle spines, that's going to be the shoulders, I think. Mythical Soul's Touch. Gloves, okay, don't really care about that. Gargoyle spines are, yes, the shoulders. Actually pretty good resistances on that. +3 to Necrotic Edge. Definitely not using them. In fact, I'm just gonna leave them on the floor, actually. Alright, and we're getting so much regen, or a leech, specifically, from all that stuff. Just got to remember not to remain where you were once you kill everything, because you're almost certainly standing in goop in this particular expansion. Alright, let's keep pushing. Let's go down, actually. I mean, as long as we're going in this direction, we should probably go in the correct direction. A lot of stuff here. I'm going to fight this on the bridge. These guys are going to wake up. And we can just take care of these. It's no big deal. Alright, and then the last thing to do today is to go back to the Vanguard of the Three and turn a bunch of quests in. Am I going to go buy the XP pot? Honestly, it doesn't matter. Beast is dead, another victory for moi. Here it is, what's the plan? Okay, I'm ready to lead the assault. And the messenger is dead. Attribute point gained, which you'll love to see. And otherwise, we are pretty much good to go. Just vendor all this stuff. And, ooh, did I... Yeah, still got that. Cool. Alright, we'll go kill Dravis, and then, assuming I don't die here, Dravis is going to be the final quest for the day. Alright, I will, and here we go. So, Dravis, if that really is his name, is going to die horribly here. We are going to bask in his power, but unfortunately he ran out before I did. Also, unfortunately, all the little snot volcanoes there, one of them is not mine. And the one that isn't mine is going to sunder me, so... can you bring down the barrier? Thank you for your sacrifice. Thank you for your skill point. Unfortunately, I'm at 10 of 10 for Mark of Torment now, so I don't actually know where I'm going to put this. Actually, I'll lie. I'll put it in Heart of the Wild. Okay, old man's dead. Don't forget to grab the Mother's Pendant here. And we got one more fight just behind this door. So let's just set up a little bit for that. And I do want to use Mark of Torment kind of ASAP. I was hoping that would either I would evade it or it would reflect the Sunder onto him. Wendigo Mane leggings, excellent, and the Eldritch Mirror. Okay, Eldritch Mirror is a pet thing, so we don't really care so much about that. Can give you casting speed on your chest, which I think this is the only way you can get that. So if you're ever short on casting speed, this can be good. But it's kind of a pet component. These pants, though, oh boy. Losing +2 to Ravenous Earth does suck. Having to rebalance all my resistances also kind of sucks. The Wendigo Mane leggings only having 2% physical resistance, that definitely sucks too. But these are pretty good pants. Blood Boil and Blood Pact. Well, there's Blood Pact, so getting 3 more there would be ideal. Be 1 point off having completely maxed out Wendigo Totem. And then Blood Boil, I think sounds like it's going to be the Occultist's... what's the Spreading Plague skill? I'm blanking on the name of it, but that skill, the one that spreads and makes people run faster if you take the Transmuter. Sounds like it's for that. Chance when hit to do more damage. I mean, this seems pretty good. Resistances, absolutely nuked. Bleeding, I can lose 2 components. Okay, so I can get another 19% Fizz, or 19% Elemental pretty easily. I think I can use Prismatic whatchamacallums on my weapons. Let's jump in here. I'm going to go and make this happen. But this is going to be the end of the content for anyone who's that way inclined. If I can get some more elemental resists, which I'm pretty sure I can here. Not accessories. Radiant Gem, is it? I can get one of these. It'll give me 15% elemental resistances. It will give me the active as well, which is not horrible, but also not particularly amazing. So, Rigid Shell. I think I have a Molten, so I need a Dense. And now I need a Radiant Gem. There we go. Bingo, bango, bongo. Unfortunately, shields and offhands only, so I can't put one on my main hand. However, it does look like I'm going to be fine for Owl, for resistances. Owl. Is it Salt? No, it's going to be... it is Salt. Okay, cool. There we go, problem solved. Alright, I need to get at least 1 elemental resistance, which is easy. We go to the Coven. And I need to get some Aether resistance, which is also easy. We go to the Outcast. So, Coven, Elemental, that can go on the pants. And then this belt here, 60 over, 23 over. We can ditch those and get some Aether from the Outcast on the belt. And resistances are now all capped. Granted, I would like them to be more capped, but they will be capped. I'm just going to not talk to her. There we go. 12% Aether Res. Boom. What else we got? We got no augment on the boots. Okay. Yeah, so I can actually put another elemental augment on my boots. And then I can also, if I have another vitality bleeding one, I don't. Okay, well, I can still get one more. Having a slightly higher overcap on elemental is definitely good. Could also get. Oh, I have to get Mankind's Vigil. I have to. So my resistances are definitely not where I want them to be yet. But I could get a better belt. This is, what, level 70? Yeah, I could get a better belt. I could get better rings. These are actually both level 90? No, they're not. Surely they're not. Signet of the Damned, that's like 70. Oh, yeah, okay. Level 90 augment. That makes sense. Why am I here? Why am I here? I need to go to Coven. Alright, and I want the elemental. No, no. I wanted Mankind's Vigil, that's why I was in Homestead. Too much waffling. Too much waffling, not enough buy the component. Getting the Wendigo main pants is actually pretty good. Getting a higher roll on the physical resist would have been way better. But it didn't happen, so it is what it is. This could be like 25, 26 maybe, but 22 it is. All right. That is going to be the end of the episode. Let me go ahead and get my scaled hide back, and then that'll be it. So we'll blow these up, keep the add-on, scaled hide, go. And there we are. A couple of upgrades this particular episode. We got the helmet that we're using on our hand. We got some Boneshatter Treads, which are also quite good. And we also got the Wendigo main leggings. So pretty productive episode. That is, however, going to be the end. So I'd like to thank you all very much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. And goodbye for now.